Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a end of the year reading wrap up tier ranking style. So I made a few categories. We have God tier, which is my 5-6 star books, the ones that I just absolutely will rant and rave about until the day I die. Then we have Ate It Up, 4.5, just absolutely ate it up. Loved it, but not a 5-star. Good, would recommend. Good book, would recommend it. Then we have good, would not recommend. This seems counterintuitive, but I felt like I had a lot of books that I thought were good, but I wouldn't recommend them to people. But I enjoyed them, but I wouldn't recommend them to people. And then we have Womp Womp, which is self-explanatory. You know, it failed me. It was either should have been a DNF, was really rooting for it and it let me down, or just simply did not enjoy. I read 38 books this year. I think that I counted the Mindfuck series as one book in this, so I don't think it's going to be 38 physical reads, but I counted them as one, like as 5 different entities. I don't know the word, but I don't think I'm going to be ranking 38 books, but I read 38 books, if that makes sense. So these are also not in order of when I read them. Didn't work out that way. So first things first, Out on a Limb, starting off so strong. This is probably my second favorite romance book I've ever read. I'm not a pregnancy trope girl, never have been, never will be. This book did it for me. This book did it for me, and I think about Beau all the time. Then we have Window Shopping. Opposite side of the scale. It just not for me. Not in love. Ate it up. I ate it up. I love Ellie Hazelwood. I love everything she does, and I stand by her. I live by her. I will die on that hill. She is one of my favorite authors, and I'm so excited for her new release. Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, Ate It Up. Ate It Up, read this in my reading vlog, I read this in my reading Christmas book video. Why'd that take me so long to say? Please read this book. It's so good. If you need a Christmas book next year, read this, please. Then we have The Bell Jar. Good, would not recommend. It's sad, it's dark, it's great. I mean, Sylvia Plath knows what she's doing, but I wouldn't recommend it. Heartless, Marissa Myers, Ate It Up. Now this is unpopular, I feel like. I feel like this book is not universally loved. However, I love Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. I don't know why I thought that was wrong for a second. I love Alice in Wonderland, and I love everything that is that magical element to it, and this book did that for me, and I think about this book still. It was not a 5 stars, and even though it gives me the 5-star feeling now, still only a 4-star, but I ate it up. Then we have 1984. Good, wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you either have read 1984 and you loved it, or you're not gonna read it, I feel. You know what I mean? Like, there's not, you know? Then we have Escape Room. I would say it's good, I wouldn't recommend it. I read this also in my, all 3 of these books so far I've read in my reading books outside my comfort zone video. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. I would recommend it if you want a really, really fast book. It was like 120 pages, and I think I read it in one sitting, and it was just like really quick. So I would recommend it if you want that. If you want a more in-depth horror, mystery, anything, I wouldn't read this. But it's good and quick and gets it done. Then we have Girls of a Certain Age. Same video, would not recommend it. It's just short stories. It's not like a book. It's not, you know, but I mean, I enjoyed it. It was good. Wouldn't recommend it though. Then we have A Court of Mist and Fury. Now, this is gonna upset a lot of people that it's not a 5-star read for me. Okay, Maybe, well, I don't know. No. I want to do a reread of ACOTAR. I only read this one and I don't have the first one on here. So, I read the first 2 books in ACOTAR and then I started reading the third one and then I just never finished it. So that is on my 2025 goal to read ACOTAR, but I really, really liked them. Obviously ate it up. Something about this series at the time I was reading it, it didn't reach God tier. I don't know why. I'm hoping that in my reread I will really, really, really enjoy it. I just think I was in like a weird reading mindset when I was reading these, and so I couldn't really enjoy them as much as I could now. Right book, wrong time. So then we have Part of Your World. Great, would recommend it. It was great. I don't really remember anything about it, but I remember enjoying it. So then we have Betting on You. Good, would not recommend. I don't like young adult books. This, I think my mom and sister and I listened to on audio, which thank God it was a young adult book for that reason, but I just don't love young adult books. They're not my preferred taste. My most recent read, December to Remember, was really surprisingly good. It was about it was about the winter solstice, which I thought was a really interesting plotline because I felt a lot less this book is a really good book to read from the Christmas to New Year's week window because it's about the winter solstice, so it didn't feel overly Christmassy, but it still felt wintry and like holiday enough that it felt perfect for that timeline, so I would recommend reading that book then. But it was really good and cute, and it was very sisterly, so. Okay, this is gonna kind of shock some people, I feel, but Spark of the Everflame. This book felt like a prequel to Glow of the Everflame, which I much preferred. And now this doesn't make sense because it's how can I recommend the second book in a series and not the first one? I don't really know. In my head, this makes sense. The first book felt like a prequel. Like it was all just knowledge until the last 20 pages, and then I felt like the book started. Like the book was just, here's the land, here's the characters, here's the plot, here's the system, here's the politics. Which I'm not a huge fan of politics in books. So then Glow of the Everflame, which is the second book in the series, I thought was a lot better. I thought that it had a lot more plot to it. However, very, very, very politics based, which isn't my jam. It was like a lot of build up for a little bit disappointing of an ending, in my opinion. But I'm currently on the third one right now, and so far it's given me that 5-star feeling. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. So read this series if you really like politics and fantasy books. Then we have Done and Dusted. I ate it up. Oh my god, this book was so, so good. And I love the Rebel Blue Ranch. I'm missing books. I read the whole Rebel Blue Ranch series this year, and it's definitely a 5-star series, so read them. Then we have Just for the Summer. It was good. Abby Jimenez books for me don't really resonate as much. I much prefer the floofy, fluffy, unrealistic book for romance. And Abby Jimenez books are just really raw and emotional, which I think sometimes is really good. I read all of my Abby Jimenez books in Greece this summer, so I kind of wanted more of an escapism, fun little ooh, and I was a little bit shocked at what they were. So they're really, really good if you want like a romance. That's not spice, by the way. That's just like emotional, deep. Next, we have 2 of the books on the whatever this series is. I don't know what it's called. Cruel Winter with You was good, and I would recommend it if you want a short little novella. Again, Ali Hazelwood. I love Ali Hazelwood so much, and I would literally do anything for her. So this book to me was so good. I'm not a Tessa Bailey girl. I just don't like that much spice in my books. I'm sorry. Phantasma. Ow. Ate it up so hard. Phantoms, games, magic. How to Kill a Guy in 10 Ways. Oh, I have Heartless again. Okay, period. Whoops. Wild Love. I love cowboy romances. I love them. This isn't a cowboy romance. Is it? I don't really remember. I actually don't remember the tropes, to be quite frank, except their email exchanges were so fun. That was the best part of the book. And The Christmas Jigsaw Murders, I would recommend. It was so good, but not the best book I've ever read. You know what I mean? Like, it was just entertaining. Guys. I did have to add this book in because I realized that I had the second one and not the first one. God tier. God tier. These books are the best books I've ever read in my entire life. Oh my god, the magic system, the atmosphere. I listened to this gothic playlist while reading them. Oh my god, it was so good. So good. I've never read a book like it. It's like the best fantasy, dark. I love this book so much. I love these books so much. They're so good. Please read them if you haven't. Please, please, please. Thank you. Next. It didn't bring me joy. Same with this. This one is just kind of, I enjoyed Slammed. It was entertaining, but it wasn't good. Like, the plot of it, I listened to it when I was walking, and I was like, huh? It wasn't, When in Rome. Good, would recommend. It was cute, it was fun, it was light. I'm pretty sure it was closed door. Alice Feeney, Rock, Paper, Scissors. I read this on the plane, and I just remember that I was so underwhelmed. Because I heard that some people had this as like a 5-star favorite book they've ever read. And I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. And then I read it, and I was like, huh? Guys, I was really excited for that one. Never Never. I enjoyed it. I did. The plot in this one was wild, and it kind of gave me derealization, which was really odd. Like, I remember I was sitting with my friend on her bed. We were reading this, and I remember I was like, I need to, like, take a lap. Like, I don't feel like a human being right now. And, you know, some people might want that feeling, but I wouldn't recommend it. It wasn't fabulous. It was just kind of fun. I love these books. I'm sorry. This one I didn't love. Swift and Saddled, I felt like was less enjoyable because I didn't love the FMC. I just thought she was a little bit annoying. but I still enjoyed it. I still would recommend you the series. It was so good. Okay, Corrupted. That book was jarring. I remember reading this and I was like, why does this girl like him? Like, I was just shocked. Also, the sauna scene. Okay, unpopular opinion. I didn't love the Mindfuck Book series. It's good and I would recommend it, but I just remember that I was reading it and I was like, why is this some of people's favorite books ever? It was good and I liked that it was serial killer, police detective romance, but I did read them as individuals instead of the like 5 book as one, which I think might have made my review of it less fabulous because it was like 100 pages at a time. Fun though. Last but not least, I love this book. This is the best romance I read this year. It was so cute. Enemies to lovers, like best friend's brother, cowboy, like it was so cute. And I just could not recommend that series more. I would say, no, I won't say to skip the second one because it's still good. And I think that it's fun to have that found family. I would just say that one's definitely not the best, but this is my tier rank. I hope you guys loved this as much as I did. I had so much fun. I like looking back on my books that I read. I'm also really hoping that next year I set my reading goal to 35. So I'm hoping that we can do this again next year. Hopefully have some more God tier books and less womp womps. Hello you guys, it is Editing Lexi and I forgot 2 books. So we're gonna do that now. First things first, how could I forget we have Beach Read? Obviously I ate it up. It's Emily Henry. And even though this is my first Emily Henry book I've read, I get the hype. She's so good. However, this is not a God tier book for me. This was not 5 stars. Then on the opposite scale, we have Immortal Longings, which just did not do what I wanted it to do, unfortunately. I read this in a video and I got it as a blind date with a book and I was really excited for it. And it just took way too much brain power for me with not enough payoff. The ending was really good, but it just didn't do what it could have done for me. It was too, it wasn't for me. So now we have tier ranked all 38 of my books. So on that note, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all very much and I'm wishing you nothing but peace, love, and happiness in 2025.